Также беречь, как жизнь.
From 2009 to 2016, I had websites exposing corruption in law enforcement in the United States. I was a cop before that, and I resigned because of some really bad stuff that was happening. And I didn't want the same retaliation to happen to other officers as to me. So I set up websites that would protect their anonymity and let them tell about corruption in their departments. Well, the FBI didn't like this, and they kept looking for reasons to raid my home, seize my computers, and try to find out who was posting on my websites. So in 2016, they raided my home, they took all my computers, and I had to sneak out of the country wearing fake blonde hair. And I got to Canada and came to Russia. Now that I'm not living in America, American foreign policy, now that I look at it, is just absolutely terrible. I mean, the weaponization of sanctions, the weaponization of the US dollar. They just engaged in piracy, stealing a bunch of oil from Venezuela. Who does this? These are not the actions of a civilized nation. These are the actions of bullies. And this is nothing new. And there are many aspects of Trump's foreign policy that I don't like. But I can see that it appears that he's trying to get Ukraine to agree on Russia's terms. And this is very important because Russia is not going to capitulate to Zelensky. Russia has clear objectives. They will win. Everything that Putin wants is really the right thing for the world. So, and I think Trump realizes this, and which is why he's been pushing Zelensky harder and harder. I don't know if I would say that they're more pro-Russian. I would say they're more logical. Okay? Are they beneficial to Russia? Absolutely. But I don't think he's doing it for Russia. I think he's doing it for peace in the world. I'm a Russian citizen now. Just got my Russian driver's license. I've been all over the country. I've been in more places in Russia than I've been in the United States. I love the people here. I love the culture here. This is my home. Yeah, I'm here alone, but my son comes to visit me now. He's 16 years old. He loves it here. He's been 3 times now, and he wants to become a Russian citizen. I'm incredibly happy that my new home is Russia. I've got a little Russian daughter here too. It's my birthday a couple of days ago, and I started getting messages from my friends. Happy birthday. By the way, you're on the sanctions list. And it was really funny. So, yeah. So I found out along with my hundreds of birthday messages from people from all over the world. Well, I couldn't go to Europe before the sanctions, because if I did, they'd arrest me and send me back to the United States. So I have to stay in Russia. Not that that's a bad thing, I don't mind. So I will stay in Russia, and I will wake up every morning and drink my coffee. Sanctions won't affect that. I will go to the mall and I will buy clothing and stuff. Sanctions won't affect that. I can drive around all over Russia, this huge country. Sanctions won't affect that. So what do sanctions do to me? Nothing. But what do they do for me? Well, they actually do a lot, because they prove my point that I have been making for the last many years. And that point is, the Western governments do not want Russia or the Russian perspective to have any voice in the West. They are scared of it. They are scared. That's why they have blocked pro-Russian voices. I have gone to Donbass about 15 times. I've spoken to the guys on the front line. I've spoken to people in basements. And I have formed my own opinions and my own views based on these interactions. And the Western governments are terrified for people to learn this information. There's nothing that it will affect me here in Russia. So I don't care about their sanctions. I don't want to waste the time talking to a lawyer and finding out what I can't do in Europe. I can't go to Europe anyways. I don't care. They're full of hot air. No, I read the article and I laughed with my friends. I think they wanted to try to set an example out of me, saying that, hey, if you speak your views, then you could be sanctioned too. Not me, but to the general people. If you have a pro-Russian voice and you disseminate information that is honest, even though it benefits Russia, then we can put sanctions against you like we did Mark Dougan. I wrote a book about various aspects of the special military operation and why that Russia was left with no choice but to do what Russia did in starting the special military operation. And my latest investigations revolve around the theft of U.S. and European taxpayer money. The money that comes into Ukraine, it doesn't just stop. Yeah, Trump has stopped funding, but there's still allocations here and there that have to make their way through the system. And, you know, it takes time. And then it takes time to take that money and launder it. Have I distributed information that is beneficial to Russia? Absolutely, because the truth being told to the people in the West is beneficial to Russia. Because when people understand the truth, they understand that Russia is not the bad guy, that their governments are the bad guy. They blamed me for undermining democracy. Well, what is democracy? To the leaders in the West, democracy isn't about having a dialogue. Democracy is suppression of speech and only letting one point of view being told. From my own point of view, if they don't like the truth, that's not my problem. And if they want to be honest with their constituents, well, maybe they should try it.